Driving an Aston Martin DB5 on twisty alpine roads has always been a ridiculous dream of mine. Maybe even using an Aston Martin DB10 as a bulletproof getaway car on the cobbled streets of Rome. But since 007 isn't real and I will never have an Aston Martin, this will have to do. This time on Gun Physics, a review of the Diamondback DB9. You just witnessed the first time I ever attempted to draw quickly from an appendix holster and fire a full magazine. The target is only 6 inches across. I got 2 on target and another 4 pretty close, so a spread of about 12 inches. Not bad for the first try. The Diamondback DB9 comes in a plastic box. It's pretty decent quality, has Diamondback written all over it, and check this out. Yeah, it's tiny. The box is way too big, but it's the same box in which they ship the DB9 FS, their full-size handgun. Note the machining on the slide. It's the same style as the DB9 FS, and it's what attracted me to this pistol. This 9mm with a 6+1 capacity is almost as small as my Taurus TCP in the 380. The 9mm slide has a whole lot more mass and the spring is stiffer, but being about the same size, I'd prefer to carry a 9mm. The grip is not aggressively grippy, but it definitely does not slip easily in the hand. Mag release is pretty small but usable. The trigger guard has a tiny undercut. It's designed to get your hand just a little bit higher on the grip. One black, good quality magazine is supplied with the pistol. The second magazine I have is nickel plated, straight from Diamondback Firearms. Both mags are good quality and trouble-free. The sights are small and plastic, but you can line them up and they do work pretty decently at the range as long as there's good light. But remember, this is a really small carry pistol, not exactly a target gun. The recoil on this pistol is really manageable because you can get your hand so high on the pistol that that slide can produce 2 cuts like this. It looks worse than it is because it doesn't hurt, and it only happens every other time I go to the range. At only about 0.8 of an inch wide, I carry it in this Kydex appendix holster. And if you're practicing your draw from that holster, that slide for some reason does not cut up your hand. Take down basic disassembly just like a Glock. The trigger has to be pulled at some point. Pull back on the slide and pull down on those little nubbies. The internals of the slide are similar to every other modern pistol. It has a 2-piece steel guide rod and 1 spring is not captured. Inside the frame it has dual trigger bars, and once you reassemble that slide, it goes right back on the frame. Now let's take a look at the trigger. The DB9 is striker fired, and that striker is partly reset by the action of the slide. The trigger pull is a little bit long and I measured just over 5.5 pounds consistently. You can see that the trigger is dead if the slide doesn't cycle. I took some Perfecta brass and Federal aluminum, some Herter's steel, all those are full metal jackets, and some Freedom Munitions hollow points. I loaded up each magazine with a mix of that ammo, and the gun cycled everything fine. And I tried a little bit of accuracy testing. That's 5, if you're counting. I shot 6 and 1 didn't even make the target, so 5 out of 6 at just over 2 inches. This one's definitely better. All 6 shots made the target. 5 out of 6 at about 1.75 inches, 1 3/4 inches. And here's a tougher test of my fingers. 6-inch steel plates at 15 yards. 3 out of 6 with those tiny sights isn't bad. It's reliable, it shoots well, it carries well, it's a good gun. The closest I'll ever get to an Aston Martin, this is my Diamondback DB9.